Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of this Mustang rebuild project called BETSY. Now that we finished everything on the back, welded in the panels, welded in the gas cap, seam sealed the gaps and the cracks and everything. Now what I want to do is actually start cleaning the roof of the Mustang, clean all that up. Put some 415 on there, and then start installing Kilmat on the roof. And then once that's all ready to go, start cleaning the floor, spray it, and do Kilmat as well on here. Kilmat the whole area, reinstall the headliner properly this time because it wasn't really installed all that well, and then start installing the roll bar, which gets welded, I believe right here, and then gets mounted on the roof. There's two holes, one here and one here. And then after all this is done, I'm gonna deal with the trunk. I'm gonna clean the trunk up, also paint it, and install Kilmat in the trunk area as well. Seam seal, cracks, whatever. Anything that needs to be done to seal her properly. Install sound deadener on the quarter panels on anywhere I can. And then I'm going to install some trunk hinge shocks that I bought, and that will assist the trunk on staying up because these springs are kind of weak, and as they age they get weak, so I don't want to replace the springs, so I'm just going to install some more modern style shock system on here, and that's going to keep the trunk up and it's going to look better. It's going to be more modern. Alright, so let's begin on this project BETSY and continue on improving. Alright, let's go. Alrighty, and the roof is now nice and coated. I pretty much removed anything loose that was on the roof with the disc, with the wire disc, and then cleaned it up with paint thinner, and then cleaned it up with acetone. And now she's nice and coated, and it's going to take about 4 to 6 hours probably for it to dry out, and then do the Kilmat install. But for now, that's done, cleaned up, and ready to go to step 2.
Many hours later.
Now I got 3 packs of these. This is the 80 mil, the thicker version, and it comes in sheets this big. And it kind of makes it a little bit easier to install because you can kind of brick install, or next to each other, edge to edge, and it kind of makes it easier because you don't have to struggle with the bigger piece to try to install it. Alright, so now let's go ahead and install this on the roof and see what the roof sounds like without this and then with this. Alright, before we install them, let's see what it sounds like. And that's what we got. So let's put them in and see what we get. actually like how it all fit. I like working in smaller pieces instead of bigger pieces. I did work with Dynomat before and Fatmat before, and this is Kilmat. I like it a lot better. Actually, smaller pieces make it easier to lay it down. So now let's see what it sounds like. Now here's the sound before I installed Kilmat. And here's the sound after. Look at that. Nice.
Nice.
So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the headliner. And actually install it properly, because it wasn't installed all that good. And it was coming off on the corners, and it was crinkled on some of the edges. So let's install it properly. And now the headliner is installed in BETSY, and that's what it looks like. I put the roll bar in, kind of temporary, to see how it will sit. But if you're wondering what these little things are, right here, that's what I use when I install headliners. In my other projects, I used this kind of stuff. Basically, it's a door trim or edge, basically edge trim. So basically it goes on the edges, around the sharp edges like that, and that way they're not sharp, and it looks nice. And I had old ones like this, and basically what I did is I cut them up, and now they become little clamps for the headliner. So I got a bunch of these laying around, so basically that's how it goes. And I basically worked from the center out, and then I stretched out the edges. So now the headliner is nice and tight. Much better than it was. Before it was like crimpled on the corners and some spots on the back. And also, as you can see, this is a lot of extra stuff that I'm going to be trimming after the glue dries. I'm actually missing one more right here. I forgot to put in. Let me grab that one. Now I'm going to leave all this stuff to dry, and then I'm going to get it trimmed. I'm going to start on cleaning the inside. I'm going to vacuum it all, brush it, clean it, wash it, whatever I need to do. And then I'm going to start coating all the stuff inside. All right, let's continue. Alright, and now interior is sprayed and looks a lot better than it was. I cleaned it with the brush, I cleaned it with water with brush, then I vacuumed the whole thing, wiped it all down, and then I just sprayed. I didn't try to overdo it, I just did like one coat throughout the whole floor. And then now I'm gonna have to let it dry till tomorrow, obviously, because I don't want to install Kilmat on the floor just yet. And then so that's all done and ready to go. And then I did the same thing in the trunk. I cleaned it all up, vacuumed it, sprayed it. So now once all of this is dry, then we're gonna start installing the Kilmat. And here's a quick little tip. I bought this roller, I don't know, probably like 10 years ago when I was doing other installs. But they sell these on Amazon. I'll have the link in the description below. So basically that's for you rolling the flat parts, and that presses in. Well, actually it's not a flat part here. This is what I was going to show you the second part. The second part is you have the little handle. It's kind of rounded off. So you don't want to push because you're going to rip it. You want to press and pull, and that pretty much goes into the groove like this and like that, and that presses the glue to whatever surface you're applying it on and sticks pretty well. And then on the flat parts you got the roller, so basically using the roller you don't have to press super hard, and actually when it's hot the glue gets really soft, so it actually sticks even better. So this stuff is better to apply in the heat instead of in the cold. And then also what I do is I usually use my fingers first to get the outline going, and that way you press the air out from the lines like this. And then once I get all the lines figured out with my fingers, then I run it with the handle like so. I don't think there's one there, but and then I do the flat roller part. And same thing here. I got the flat here, and as you can see I got the little crack right here. So basically I go from inside out to get the air out, and then use the handle. Like I said, you don't want to push, so you want to pull the handle so it doesn't rip the material. And then same thing here, out to the center. I think that's it. Thought there was another one, but oh, here it is. Same thing here. Same thing here. All right, so now that I got pretty much the air out and found all the grooves, now I can do the flat part. All right, let's continue on. All right, and the floor is pretty much 100% done. I pretty much did all of the front floor, some of the back, and this is going to be my layout for the back. and then of course I got to do the wheel wells and inside the quarter panels. So far, all of this and the roof, that's about $1.5 box, and I still have $1.5 box left, so I'll be able to finish all of that on the back and then finish the doors, and I might even have some left over. So yeah, this looks a lot better. I'm sure it sounds a lot better as well compared to before. Hear what it sounds like prior to. So yeah, the results are outstanding. I'm really excited, really happy with the results. And this stuff is easier, like I said before, it's easier to put down because you work in sections instead of one big giant square. When you go with a big piece, you just have to flop it, and then you just have to cut the corners, kind of bend them, tear them, whatever. So that makes it a little bit harder to work with bigger pieces compared to with blocks like this. So yeah, I was hoping to finish all the way to the trunk, but sadly I gotta go run to work. And I got the links for this in the description below, the tools I was using, the material, all that good stuff. So on part 9 I'll be able to finish all the stuff on the inside. We'll start installing panels, seats, carpet, windshield, and then I'm still hoping part 10 is gonna be the last part. I'm gonna cross my fingers. We're gonna shoot for part 10. Wish me luck. So this concludes part 8 of Mustang BETSY project, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.